This could be the future of coffee in Colombia. Plants infected by fungus and coffee beans invaded by parasites, both intensified by climate change. 53-year-old Fidel Melo is among the thousands of impoverished coffee farmers in Colombia's southwestern region of Nariño, struggling with the negative effects of climate change.
Tiempo de antes era más alto el rendimiento del café, todo. Ahora es más bajo por el mucho verano.
In this province alone, about 40,000 families depend on small coffee farms to sustain them. Fidel understands that the coffee fungus and the parasites are made worse by rising temperatures, severe droughts, and unseasonal rain. And he knows that it's only a matter of time until conditions deteriorate further. However, at the epicenter of the region's struggle to preserve its coffee industry and to help people like Fidel who drive it is Catholic Relief Services, also known as CRS. In the province of Nariño, CRS is located here in the city of Pasto. CRS has worked in Colombia for more than 50 years, delivering resources and aid to communities in need. Today, CRS employees have witnessed the impact of climate change and the social upheaval it causes, and the organization is preparing for the worst. CRS creates programs like the $4.5 million Borderlands Coffee Project to help farmers like Fidel produce and sell higher quality coffee to more lucrative international markets. CRS also encourages farmers to switch from single crop farming based exclusively on coffee to a more diversified and subsistence-based model. The rationale is that if the market demand collapses or if the coffee crop fails, farmers can at least sustain themselves and their families. Andres Montenegro is the CRS program officer in Nariño province. He took me around the region with 12 other CRS employees visiting from Central America. Andres sees a dark future for farmers who do not diversify crop production.
In the next 30 years, more than 50% of the current area devoted to coffee in Nariño wouldn't be suitable for the production. So we need to solve that. We need to help farmers to think more than coffee, to increase and diversify the portfolio, producing other crops, and to promote different strategies for mitigation and resilience of their incomes, because they depend on coffee and they need to start thinking in other options to sustain their livelihoods.
74-year-old Don Sanin embodies the diversity that Andres encourages. In addition to coffee, Don Sanin and his family grow oranges, avocados, and vegetables. They also raise animals.
Sí, es importante la diversificación, por lo que nosotros tenemos que producir las cosas que podemos mantenernos nosotros acá, podemos comer. Porque si nosotros vivimos solamente del café, no nos alcanzaría para poder comprar las cosas, como tal ejemplo, la papa, la cebolla, la yuca, el maíz, el frijol.
Farmers in this region face formidable obstacles other than climate change. These include an internal war that has dragged on for half a century and has claimed an estimated 220,000 lives. Rural farmers are especially vulnerable to the violence. CRS's deep ties with the region have grown out of earlier efforts to promote peace and to protect the human rights of local communities affected by the conflict as it escalated in the 1960s. Given the risk, CRS's long-term commitment to these communities has given CRS staff access to areas that are often inaccessible to other NGOs. Andres says it's his Catholic faith that pushes him to continue his work despite the dangers.
We want to help the poorest of the poor, and that is our mission, not only as a Catholic, but as a human being. As a Catholic, I want to live in solidarity with my brothers, my farmers, because they are part of a big family.
Part of Andres's larger family is Father Joe, a Jesuit priest who has dedicated the past 10 years to helping coffee farmers adjust to the challenges posed by climate change. He manages the Catholic Church's property on the outskirts of Pasto called Villa Loyola. It's a kind of laboratory for innovations in farming techniques, like this coffee bean drying station. Father Joe is clear the Catholic social teaching powerfully informs his calling.
Como una vocación personal y también una vocación que tiene respaldo de mi comunidad, de la Compañía de Jesús, por acompañar estas comunidades campesinas a mejorar su calidad de vida, y también al hacerlo junto con ellos podemos también contribuir al cuidado de la creación.
Derived from post-Vatican II liberation theology and recently affirmed by Pope Francis's encyclical on climate change, CRS pursues an agenda of social justice through a preferential option for the poor and the goal of caring for the environment as God's creation. Its faith-based commitment distinguishes Catholic Relief Services from other NGOs working in the region and in Colombia. The government of Nariño has embraced CRS's efforts and has given more than $8 million to support CRS's coffee projects. But the storm gathering on Colombia's horizon is not about to dissipate. Locked into a sometimes rigid global system of supply and demand, the small farmers here have little alternative to feeding that demand as best they can in order to survive. Moreover, out of the 40,000 coffee-growing families in the Nariño region, at present, CRS is only working with 1,600 of them. CRS continues to help coffee farmers like Fidel, who sees his coffee production decline every year.
Entonces van quedando pelados y se van muriendo ellas, van muriendo. Entonces uno toca de pues renovar eso porque se va acabando, ya va quedando tierra limpia.
With weary hands and an optimistic heart, Fidel continues to work on his farm, knowing that one day he might not be able to. Camila de Chales, reporting from Nariño, Colombia.